who is ready to go cycling after this, and Car, yeah, unfortunately, who's going to work after this. All right, said Super Sunday. Can't really say two super matches, but two very, very important matches of the IPL, isn't it?
Yeah, two very crucial games. Kings 11 unfortunate to lose out and get kicked out of the tournament. I was really hoping that they would be pulling it off and going into the playoffs, but tragedy struck them. Unfortunately, they lost a lot of games in the beginning of the IPL and they came back in the end. Unfortunately, it didn't work out for them. And similar story for Rajasthan Royals. They were looking to play an aggressive game, but lost too many wickets, and KKR took advantage of that situation.
Yeah, so we're going to analyze that and a lot of what happened yesterday in the day that was. Okay, so looking back at Kings 11 Punjab, so do you think they will do that one short run against Delhi Capitals in their very, very first match or probably second
Yeah,
match?
right. I mean, that's gonna haunt them. I think that's something that's going to play on their minds even right through the next tournament, which is going to happen in March. It's unfortunate
Yeah.
and definitely something for them to look into.
Yeah, I mean,
Basics, right? Some people can say those are the basic things that you neglect, but definitely whether it be an umpiring error or backing up error, they should look into it and maybe make uh, amends to it for the next tournament and come out stronger.
yeah, so cricket is a game of inches, isn't it? I mean, looking back, they would have thought, okay, if that four that Maxi hit, no, which yorked the boundary rope, probably if it had gone 1 inch more, then that would have been a six and it would have gone for a super over. So,
So true, so true.
great campaign for Kings 11 Punjab. I think
Yeah,
they were the most loved team of the tournament. And I think
absolutely.
KL Rahul would have won a lot of fans, right?
Definitely, definitely. I think he's won a lot of fans. A lot of criticism in the beginning, saying captaincy wasn't good. You know, he's not
Hmm.
got that maturity yet. But then that's the beauty of it. You can't expect a person to be perfect, and he's learning through the ranks, and he's got his team, supporting him throughout. And that's what Kings 11 was loved for. They
Hmm.
played as a team, and everyone was gelling superbly well. And irrespective if they win or lose, they were just gaining fans by the millions day by day. So there's a reason why they were the most loved team, and it's very sad that they're not going to feature in the IPL anymore.
Yeah, it is in fact very sad, and everybody would have loved an underdog story. Everybody was, in fact, rooting for Kings 11 Punjab. I think a few of the CSK fans also would have been rooting for Kings 11 Punjab yesterday because anyway CSK was out. But with respect to CSK, the start of the day was most important, isn't it? When Danny Morrison asked MSG, like, is this going to be your last game in yellow? And Dhoni said, definitely not. What do you wake up and say? You think what kind of a reaction is that? That one reaction made the day. That one answer made the day for all of us Chennai Super Kings fans. All right. So that's what he said in the post-match presentation. Also, that the next IPL is probably just 4 or 5 months away, and he is actually looking forward to it. But the story of the day was Ruturaj Gaikwad. Okay, so CSK talked about experience, 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 but they won three in a row, all
Hmm.
thanks to an uncapped player, Ruturaj Gaikwad, who was just making his IPL debut this season.
He's making it look easy, isn't it? Getting man of the match awards back to back, 3 games. He's looking in splendid form, and
Mhm.
he'll look forward to taking this into the next IPL. I think he's got a superb future ahead of him, and
Yeah.
CSK will definitely invest a lot more time and effort on Ruturaj Gaikwad.
Uh-huh. So that is probably the one of the positives that has come out for CSK this
Yeah.
season. And yeah, and as Dhoni put it, it was a very, very tough season for them, but finally something to cheer about at the end. Now, going to the afternoon match, Serge, it was KKR versus RR. Okay, so KKR were struggling, and as usual, they were losing a lot of wickets. But one good thing they did was they didn't let their run rate dip, did they?
Hmm. Yeah, and it was evenly. I mean, it was increased tenfold by the way Eoin Morgan was batting. The
Hmm.
guy just came out and slammed sixes after sixes, especially against Ben Stokes, and he was
Yeah,
looking in just sublime form. I think if he had continued for another 15 balls, he would have got his 100 also.
yeah,
But fantastic batting by Eoin Morgan and well supported by the whole KKR team. I think they scored 190 odd, and
191. Yeah,
it was really an exhibition of very good batting by the entire team.
Yeah, I mean, they were almost 100 for 5 and 125 for 6. And we all thought,
Mm,
okay, one wicket there, and they could have just bundled me out for 150. But that
mm.
is the beauty of Morgan's innings. He made sure he accelerated, and the others also rallied around him. And after the first innings, there was an interesting situation. KKR had to win by 80 runs to make sure they go into the playoffs, and RR had to win by 13.4 overs to make sure they had to go. Do you think RR made a misjudgment? Like, I think they tried to go for the target in 13.4 overs, and then they just lost wickets in a flurry.
Well, I'm sure that they spoke about this before the game. They knew that
Mm-hmm.
they had to win with the district. I mean, they had to win before 13.4 overs,
Mm-hmm.
and everyone's playing towards that target. So it becomes a case of do or die, wherein if they do it within 13.4 overs, they're guaranteeing a quarterfinal berth. But if
Yeah.
they don't, then they're losing anyway, and they're right at the bottom of the table for a reason. So
Mm-hmm.
they had to go for it. They definitely had to climb that very tall ladder, and they had to play out their skin. So I think they stepped on the accelerator way too fast. They
Mm-hmm.
skid along the way, and of course there were a lot of errors, and you expect that because you're going after a scoreboard total, and
Yeah.
the pressure of that run rate and the pressure of trying to win the game versus playing well and approaching it organically, that failed. So that's why
Right.
I suppose their downfall uh, became even more faster than expected.
Yeah, exactly. And that actually makes Morgan's innings even more crucial because if KKR had just scored 140, 150, and these guys would have got 18 overs, 19 overs to score that, and I'm sure like
Mm.
they would have approached it in a different way. All right. So, talking about the bowling, right? So, the most expensive buy of the tournament. Okay, the first 5 balls, he goes for 19 runs. And then out of nowhere, he proves why he's the most expensive buy incident. He takes 1 wicket, then he stifles the opposition, 4 wickets, becomes the man of the match. Pat Cummins. Super performance, isn't it? When it actually mattered for KKR.
I was just going to say that when it actually mattered for KKR, he delivered, and it was very important for him to get those four crucial wickets, especially of Ben Stokes and Uthappa.
Uh,
Both are looking very strong. Stokes' wicket, I mean, the
Karthik.
catch by Dinesh Karthik
Yeah.
was something that I've never. He's like a cat. He sprung up 3 feet in the air,
Yeah.
and he took a catch on the side. I still can't get over it. It's such a fantastic catch.
Mm,
But Pat Cummins, brilliant bowling. He deserved those 4 wickets. He got hammered, unfortunately. But then,
mm.
you know what? I think those 4 wickets really paved the way for KKR's win.
Yeah. And if at all
Worth the
KKR
money
go on
also,
to.
finally.
Huh?
Worth the money, finally.
Yeah, exactly. And if at all KKR go on to win this tournament, I'm sure they would look back at this match fondly and take those moments, sink in those moments of Karthik flying to take the catch and Morgan hitting all those sixes of Ben Stokes. So that was the day that was. And only 2 matches left for the league phase, and we have the most crucial phase coming up, isn't it? It's the Delhi Capitals taking on Royal Challengers of Bangalore. So whoever wins directly goes into the qualifiers. Okay, they go into the second spot, and whoever loses, they have a chance of being knocked out. Isn't that amazing, Sid?
Yeah, talk about leaving best for last. And RCB has an opportunity to redeem themselves on the previous game. They haven't been playing well, and they've got very good company in the Delhi Capitals who haven't been playing well either. So this
Yeah,
game is going to look like it's going to seem weird that the two worst performing teams in the past couple of games are playing with the intention of
correct.
making it to the
Qualifying.
playoffs and
Yeah.
not losing by a big margin so that they don't get knocked out, which is also a possibility.
Mm.
And I have a feeling that one team will definitely lose out on the top four spot. I have a strong feeling. I don't know who it will be. I hope it's not RCB.
Uh-huh.
God forbid. But
Yeah.
I hope. I mean, but I'm pretty confident that one of these teams will not make it today.
Okay, so just to add on to what Sid said, even if they lose, they would want to lose by not more than 20 runs or not more than 1 over to spare so that their playoff spot is also guaranteed. So it is going to be a game of chess, I believe, a game of cat and mouse. So I think there will be a lot of calculations going on. Probably the team chasing would go for the win. And if they do not, at least they would want to reduce the margin to 20 runs or so. So it's going to be a
And
brilliant game of, yeah, go ahead.
I think they're going to have a discussion before the game itself, saying, you know what, hey, play slowly, da. We'll also score. You also score. We'll shake our hands and we'll cross the line together.
They'll be like, macha, whatever it is, we'll go for the super over, and there we will go and we'll we'll play the game. Okay,
I'm
we
sure
will
they'll
see.
be planning on exchanging training notes for the next
Ah,
season, saying that, you know what, if both of us go through, then yeah, we'll share some best tips.
right. Yeah, and in fact, that happens a lot in the game of chess, wherein like people start playing safe and they play for draws. But yeah, cricket is a very dynamic game and things can just happen just like that. So it's going to be a super interesting contest, folks, today. And coming to our man of the match contest, Ruturaj Gaikwad, the man keeps performing, but very, very few keep predicting him. And yesterday, luckily, there was one person, Rakesh Mohan, who predicted Ruturaj Gaikwad, and he is the winner for yesterday. Congratulations, 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 Rakesh Mohan. Well done for predicting an youngster, and yeah, you got your rewards. And for second match, it was Pat Cummins. Yeah, so my cousin predicted after almost Pat Cummins got 4 wickets, I think. So, okay.
I think it was after the match also.
It was after the match. Gauri, wherever
Good,
you are.
good prediction.
Yeah, amazing prediction. I think he predicted with just 1 hour to go for the match or something. So,
I think
Gauri,
when he
wherever
got the
you are.
award,
Yeah, he got the award. Okay. Oh, I think just
he's like,
when he was
Pat Cummins.
getting the award, he was like, oh, Pat Cummins.
Pat Cummins.
Anyway, like he actually punted on KKR yesterday and he won a jackpot in our family game. So
Oh, good.
congratulations for that, Gauri. But unfortunately, we cannot give you the prize for this. But yeah, keep predicting today. And remember, this is going to be the link to predict for DC versus RCB super match. Very, very crucial match. And I'm sure you're all going to enjoy it. Cheers, guys. Go RCB today.
But
Oh my
I
God,
got
Delhi
like
fans,
great
if you're there,
choice.
no, we are neutral. Okay, yeah.
Hey.